And the murder rate in Plano, Texas is lower than Belgium. It's lower than it is in every European Western society. Lower, significantly lower. It's a third of Belgium's. What does that tell you? It basically destroys the entire theory on its face. The place that has the most guns in America per capita has the lowest murder rate per capita, and it is lower than it is in these European socialist paradises. So how do you explain that?
Well, and even just looking at the time frame over the United States, you're looking from 1994 to 2011, the number of guns, went up from, 170 million to over 300 million, and the homicide rate went down. From 9 per 100,000 to a little under 5. So guns went up significantly, a quarter, a third or so, and the homicide rate went down close to 50%.
Ridiculous thing, because it all comes down from all these dragnet shows we watch, right? I mean, people still think, many people on the left, many people in general still think that the police prevent crimes. They don't prevent crime. They investigate crimes. The police will arrive in time to draw a chalk outline around your dead body and try and figure out who did it. But they're not going to burst in, kick down the door, and shoot the gun out of the hand of a guy who's about to, assassinate you in your house at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Anybody that wants to disarm me can drop dead. Anybody that wants to make me unarmed and helpless, people that want to literally create the proven places where more innocents are killed, called gun-free zones, we're going to beat you. We're going to vote you out of office or suck on my machine gun.
You write this down. 80 people a day die in America from gunshots.
And 75 of them to 78 of them, statistics by the Uniform Crime Report by the FBI and the UN study on violent crime, 78 of those 80 are let out of their cages by corrupt judges and prosecutors who know that recidivism is out of control, know that they'll commit the crimes again, and they let them walk through plea bargaining, early release, and program.
They still
Kiss my ass. Yeah. Where you have the most armed citizens in America, you have the lowest violent crime rate. Where you have the worst gun control, you have the highest crime rate. Peers, choose one. Do you want a lot of crime? We have it. Gun-free zones. Do you want less crime? We have that. More people with concealed weapons permit. Why do you guys resist that statistic?
Well, don't say you guys.
It's you guys.
No.
Well, unless you're playing the devil's advocate.
I can play any advocate I like.
You're
it's
doing
my
a fine
show.
job.
Right.
You're playing the idiot's advocate here.
That's not the idiot's
More
advocate.
guns equals less crime. Period. I don't know why you guys either don't study the information or you just resist it. I think you're resisting it. In America, where you have more citizens with guns on their person, you have a dramatic reduction in violent crime. In those areas called gun-free zones, you have an outrageous increase in the loss of innocent lives. That's the choice. Which one would you make? And in America, legally owned guns are used millions of times a year to save innocent lives. You certainly don't believe in calling 911 to stop evil in your home, do you? You don't believe that being unarmed and helpless is a desirable condition? You think unarmed and helpless is something you can control over me? That's weird.
You want to tell us what kind of gun we should have, how much ammunition is enough, whether we should even have guns at all. Here's our collective answer. It's not only no, it's hell no. And we don't need your permission or your sanctimonious condescension as to the reason one should or shouldn't have a gun. I own guns because it's my right. It's my Second Amendment right. No one in Washington gave me that right. It's a natural right confirmed by the very people who founded this nation.
If you are forced into unarmed helplessness, you are unarmed and helpless. What a horrible, irresponsible, suicidal condition that is.
And the government knows the population is unarmed. They know that they are defenseless. They must rely on the police to protect them. They have no alternative. And sadly, the more power the government gets, the less interested they seem to be in protecting you. The 78-year-old man from England, for example, he called the police. He did everything he was supposed to do. They didn't get there in time. He had to fight off the attacker with a screwdriver. And the police showed up and arrested him. So if some thug tries to kill you, you can't even be assured that if you kill him in self-defense, the government won't prosecute you for it. This is what happens when government takes your guns, because ultimately what they're taking is your right to defend yourself. And when the government is no longer interested in protecting you, but at the same time, they won't allow you to protect yourself, you're just living under tyranny at that point.
Something that gives the most common man the most uncommon of freedoms. When ordinary hands can possess such an extraordinary instrument, that symbolizes the full measure of human dignity and liberty. So, as we set out this year to defeat the divisive forces that would take freedom away, I want to say those fighting words for everyone within the sound of my voice to hear and to heed, and especially for you, Mr. Gore. From my cold, dead hands,